All right, hi friends. So I'm going to walk Liam through creating the abstract design that then we're going to actually use for our t-shirts this year. I'm wearing 2023s, he's wearing 2025s, and we're going to make another design with the sun, with the negative positive arc. But first we have to make the abstract design. So Liam, you got some choices here. We're just going to choose between two of the bigger tools. Which one would you like? This one? Okay. You can also do one or two if you want to make two choices. So here we have a roller with some designs, or we have Q-tips for stamping tools. So let's call this one and this two. Which one would you prefer? So one or two. Ready? Straight to it. So two. Okay, so that would be the Q-tips. And then I'm gonna let you just reach out and grab which one of these. We have a cup to make circle designs, or we have a Lego piece, which is a nice window one you can hold to make this design. So which one would you like? The Legos, all right. Okay, so we have our three stampers and we have three colors. We're gonna stick with an orange, a yellow, and a gold because we're making a sun. So Liam, we're gonna start with the yellow, okay? Help me squeeze it on. There, you go ahead and squeeze it. I'll make sure I have the cleanup tools if we need them. Yeah, get a good bit out because this is our main color. So your first color, your first layer is going to be your biggest tool and your dominant color. Okay, so we're going to use a spatula. So we have to kind of lift it a little and bring it over and then pull, okay? Yeah, okay, so you dip it. And then, because it's abstract, it can be all directions. So you want to get some up here. And you're going to want to keep spreading it. You could also use like a palette for paint. Yeah, this is cool. And then remember, we can go across too. So we can go like this and get that big glob right there. Okay. And then hit all the way in those corners. And this is just acrylic paint. Here, I'll bring it closer to you. Dip. And then go all the way up there. All right. I'll help fill in a little bit. Make it look all different. See how we can make like those designs? I'll put little ones, like little designs here. Okay, some over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get that white area. So here, you help me do this piece here. All the white area. That made cool designs. Okay, so you're gonna finish up right over here. Undo your left hand. Pull down. We're just getting all the white areas. Awesome. Okay, so now the yellow design is done. And that's pretty much the whole page, but you could also leave a few areas of white if you wanted to. So for the next color, we're gonna get a whole new sheet. This is gonna be our Q-tips, okay? So we're gonna squeeze out some orange. And then we're gonna kind of mix it around in here. Kind of make that a whiter color so it's not too much, kind of lighter. Okay, and then you start stamping. Yeah. Perfect. I like how, keep going because it'll be the lighter kind. It won't over dominate everything. Okay, dip again. And then get over there. And Leon's making like 3 lines of it, which is totally fine. Let's stick with that idea. So let's keep going all the way straight up. Make that line. Let's finish this line. Oop. Get right up there. And bring it down. We get a little right here at the bottom and maybe right there, straight up. Awesome. Okay, so that's the orange. We have one more with the gold and with this. So I'm gonna let you squeeze it out. Is it coming? Gotta shake them down sometimes. All right, let's make sure we have a good bit so we don't run out. So then we're gonna take the Lego piece and kind of first mix it through, kind of test it out a little bit on the white first. And then you're going to be very careful. You're going to bring it over and stamp. One time. So we're going to dip, bring it over, stamp. Dip, bring it over, stamp. Can you do it? There you go. Try to get over there. Nice. And up top. Get over here. And over. Maybe in some of the areas that don't have a design. Yeah. And then let's try to make it real straight and push down. There. And over here, real straight, push down. And then we're going to go real high up here, straight, push down. All right, you do a few more. You can turn it sideways. Okay. And then try to get a few. All right, how about one in the middle, and then we'll call that done. All right, awesome. So let's show our friends. So here we go. You can see all the different colors and textures here on Liam's abstract art. So here we go. You can see all the different colors and textures here on Liam's abstract art. All right, so we are back here. Liam's artwork has dried. This is the finished piece. You do want to go ahead and fold your abstract art. Liam, you can help me crease it here on the edge here, because we are going to be cutting it in half at some point. So we have that. Now we're going to make a sun image. So I have just a little paper plate here to work as a template, but I'm also going to make this onto a piece of paper because I want Liam to practice the cutting of the paper, perhaps instead of the cutting of the art first. And if you feel like you need help with that step too with your speller, that's totally fine too. Whatever they are able to do, please invite them to do. So Liam, we are going to go ahead and trace a template. We're going to do it on blue so it stands up. So we're going to go right around there. That's a little big, but that's okay. Nothing has to be perfect. Okay, so we're going to cut this out. So this is a curve. Let's get it in your right hand. So I'm going to help twist the paper. So see if we can start, and it might not look perfect, but okay, go slow. Okay, and if it goes off, that's totally fine. Pick up at the circle, and okay. Always watch your hands. I can help shape any area that's not perfectly circular, but I definitely want the cutting practice. Awesome. Try to follow, you see the curve? Okay, this works too. All right. We are trying to get a pretty symmetrical shape. Okay, so this is the first attempt of the circle. So I'm just going to go ahead and shape it a little bit more as a circle.
Yeah.
Before you use it. Okay, so there is our sun template. All right, so now the very best thing to do is take your template and fold it in half. So Liam, we're going to do the same thing like we did with this. So we're going to take the top part, and fold down. Yep, we're gonna match it up as much as we can and go ahead and crease it here with me. We're gonna crease that line right across. Okay, and then we're basically gonna cut this in half, turn our paper over, because we're gonna use one of these sides to make our design. So let's go ahead and cut in half. This is a straight line. So I'm gonna help you get it ready. And we're gonna, yeah, hold it, perfect. Okay. And if it's not perfect, we will just touch it up. That was pretty good. All right, so one more tracing involved here. Okay, so you ready? We're gonna trace along that way. All right, and then we're gonna go ahead and fold it and trace the other side. And the reason why I have you doing it this way, or actually you don't have to fold it, is so that in case your image isn't perfectly symmetrical, you will make it symmetrical. All right. Okay, so stay right there. And now we have this circle. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut out the circle now of our artwork. All right. Okay, so we have to cut this in half now too, because we're not going to need both sides. So Liam, I'm going to have you cut right along this edge here. I'm going to guide you. Perfect. Straight down. Great. And then at the next one, we're going to also cut it straight. Perfect. All right, and then we're going to decide, I'm going to ask you if you want left or right. I'm going to go ahead and cut this one to make sure it's precise. And then you're going to decide, do you want the left or the right side to be the bigger side? So I'll show you in a second, but left or right, which one should be bigger? Okay, R, I, G, H, and T. So there's a choice you can give your speller. So that means this side is going to be the bigger side, and we will need these two pieces. So you see how this works like a mirror? We're going to attach it just like so. And that is the next step. So we're going to go ahead and get right to it here with gluing. So you want to glue your bigger one on first, and your paper, whatever you've chosen as your accent, should be the exact same size as your design paper, so they match up. All right, so Liam, next step here, if we put that down for just a second, might need your hands, is to get this really good. Wait, let me move that out. Okay, get that with that glue. Okay, I'm gonna open it and get all the edges here. Let me guide your hand. Here, follow. Follow. Okay, so we're gonna lift our piece. All right, bring it all the way over. So here, I need your hand. Bring it all the way over. We're gonna line it up and press. Great, go ahead and use your hand here. Press the whole thing down. Get that glue to really stick. All right, so now you should see this circle. So the other part is gonna go right here, Liam. You see it? So we're gonna go ahead. And you could also choose sunbeams if you wanted to do for your sun. We've kept it pretty simple here with just the circle. Of course, sunbeams would be a little bit more advanced with the cutting, so keep that in mind. All right, so now we're going to paste this down. This is it. We did it. All right, there's our positive, negative sun. Awesome job. So here is Liam's completed piece.